You actually get to see my face this time around, guys. It's round 2. I did a morning stream earlier. Now I'm here. More with an evening stream. Last one before SGDQ 2017. And I really don't know what game I randomly found on Steam this time around. So when I checked the straw poll for my round 2 stream, which was on my Discord. Hi! That's who I am. If you look at who... I don't know if I can actually show this. Yeah, people actually voted for Banjo-Kazooie, but I took what was basically the one that went first, and what I really wanted to do that day, and it turns out, well, there you go. There you go. Explore games and Banjo-Kazooie tied. I decided to take a matter into my own and pick it myself. Plus, this is the only game I was thinking about doing for most of tonight. I'm gonna see how this goes. Whatever this game is, it's SC2VN, the eSports visual novel. That's what they marketed it as, right? Actually, that is what they market it as. You gotta move my mic a little closer. Sometimes I have this issue where my mic doesn't reverberate right, and it sucks. But, you know, what can you do? Yeah, that's all I got. Let's see what we got here. There is gonna be lag for cam. There is no other way around it. It's a really shitty webcam. Nothing I can do. What's the preference there? It's window, pretty much your standard. All right. I have to adjust my windows for once in my life. Taking matters into my own hands, that could be interesting. Depends on how you take it, Autumn. SC2VN is a visual novel about StarCraft in South Korea and the people who play it. If you're new to esports or StarCraft, I'm not new to esports, by the way. I'm aware of it. I'm aware that League of Legends competitive and Overwatch competitive is a thing, along with Smash Brothers, so this is nothing new to me. Like, you know, I'll watch it later. I already know what StarCraft is. In SC2V, these look like two of the same people.
I'm just coming on to say, what the hell does even exist?
Hello. I see that you have invaded. Flargo, right? Obviously. Hello. Obviously. How's your day?
Could be better, could be worse.
So basically,
yeah.
Are you confused as to what game I'm playing is?
I'm actually going to look at the game because it's on.
It is SC2VN, the eSports visual novel. I get to isolate the gender of my main character. Choices will mostly impact how he or she appears. Straight differences are minor. Select the main character.
Be a total game girl.
I could be the gamer girl that I could be. No, I'm picking
the. Dream to be.
I'm not gonna dream to be one. Yeah, let's make the male main character because I'm generic as fuck. There's a certain feeling that every StarCraft player gets before they lose. Most try to ignore it at first, as if the inevitable is just another challenge to fight through. Like their past mistakes don't count if they just try a little bit harder.
Oh, this is about StarCraft. Okay, hearing more.
There's a visual novel about StarCraft. Makes it even better, right?
I thought it was gonna be like League of Legends.
I did say League of Legends, but I'm just saying that in the sense of how esports is this visual novel is trying to be.
Oh yeah, but I thought this was based on League of Legends.
I wish it was based off of League of Legends.
I would make more jokes about League of Legends than this.
I would too. It's a natural thing to believe, otherwise contradicts the hours we spend practicing. Still, every player must eventually come to terms with a defeat. That they had to queue up for another game, or maybe that they flew across the world for nothing. I haven't met many players that can take a loss in stride. It's painful, it's permanent, it's proof that your best isn't always enough. You look like you're having a grand old time playing StarCraft, buddy. Long after my elimination, I remain at the PC with a blank look in my eye. Clicks shoot it from my finger as I leap from page to page. Tournament update mentions my defeat in passing, but no one acknowledges it. When my frustration fades, I'm left only with guilt. I should have practiced harder.
Dude, oh god, don't get a good start on StarCraft.
I consider sticking around to watch the final few games, but the knot in my stomach persuades me to avoid any more stress. People are nice enough to afford her with the heart to attempt a Star League qualifier, basically StarCraft competitive scene in South Korea. But without a win, I'm just one more in a long line of losers. You going to invade my call? Do it gracefully, buddy!
Who's invading?
100 spend their years chasing the esports dream. 1 in 50 makes it. This is for those that don't.
Hey, Trevor.
I said I was going to invade, and I did. Also.
Hi.
Also, I'm probably gonna leave so I can play some Despair Girls.
Fair enough. Alright, that's new.
Take it easy, guys.
Alright.
See ya.
Every game of StarCraft begins the same. Gather resources, train a worker, construct a building, rally an army, defend a base, contest a map, turn something small into something more. This is loud. There's getting train. That is loud. Why is it this loud? Let's fix that. Yay. Let's fix that. I apologize for the loud noises, everybody. It's not for everyone. It might not even be for me. How many more chances am I going to get? Was that my last? Well, the feeling's back. Why am I still trying? Why can't I quit? My fist rattles the desk and sends a plastic bottle onto the floor. With my chin in hand, I throw myself into the match replay. They have a glossary for this. I forced out a measured breath, losing a throwaway ladder game that shouldn't losing a throwaway ladder game. Oh, okay, so they're basically providing a glossary for eSports commentary. That's exactly what that is. I shouldn't bother a player of my rank. Scout did not have my poor control final fight gave my opponent the edge. In retrospect, my mistakes seem obvious. I toyed with the conclusion that he was hacking before realizing that I'm just making excuses. No, I should have been able to win that one. Despite the Grandmaster badge next to my handle, I find myself too anxious to queue up for another game. The loss at the Victory Star League qualified earlier today isn't helping my mindset. I comb my tiny room with a look, restless and unmotivated. Sitting alone in a dark room for extended periods of time, by the way, don't do that, is incredibly depressing. A fact I learned only when it became a significant part of my life. See these lights that are on my room? Play games with the lights turned on. It helps your vision. Only one thing is certain, I've got to get out of here. Walk outside for once, young man. After double checking that my After double checking that my apartment door is locked, I hustle down the stairs onto the sidewalk. Light grows with each step towards the shining skyline. Catchy pop beats and posters of flawless models dominate street after street. Foot traffic is thick and impediment. Seoul Tower stands tall from a distant hilltop. But even the lingering excitement of life in a faraway place can't dredge me out of my hopelessness. Sometimes, especially on days like this, I regret pursuing esports. It's always a risk. It's a thought that I've had more times than I care to admit since coming to South Korea. So, you went from someplace that wasn't South Korea, you flew to South Korea to pursue esports, and then you realize that you're garbage. Good job. Even saying that, I know that I can't keep myself from competing. It's in my nature, and truth be told, this damn game is the only thing I'm good at. What is StarCraft? Some response to that with an explanation on its game mechanics or storyline. There are other popular answers too. That it requires the dexterity of a pianist alongside the strategic thinking of a chess player. Maybe that's what StarCraft is to most people, but to the hundreds who carve a living on it, StarCraft isn't such a simple thing. It's the embodiment of competition, a perfect playing field. No need for athletic genes, rabid parents, tutting tutors, or expensive summer camps. You pick up the game on your own, you learn, you improve, you work. If you're good enough, you can become a god. And if you fail, you stay nobody. So basically, what's up?
Sorry.
No, go up.
No, I was just saying you become one, you can become a god, and I just thought of Highlander. There can only be one.
Yes, there can only be one. Well, you can have multiple gods in the same city. That's how that works.
Maybe.
And if you fail, you stay a nobody. I'm not building towards a long-term career. I'm friendless in a foreign country. I'm respected by no one. And if I don't qualify for the VSL next month, I'll be back home at square one. I'll be nothing. But hey, at least I play video games all day. I wouldn't be able to do that. Not anymore, at least.
The whole concept behind this just makes me think of those online competitive scenes. Just you travel to wherever, play Brawl or Melee or Smash 4 or whatever games anyway.
This is why I don't pursue competitive gaming in real life. I just cannot keep up with that mentality. Plus, I have better things to do.
Same.
Are you completely sure you haven't forgotten anything? Oh god, this is the mom! Do you have enough money for the cab when you land? Are you sure that the apartment got your money? Is your cell phone charged? You bought an extra charger, right? Mom, I'm fine, please. Something bad is going to happen. So you claim. Remember, there won't be anyone to do your laundry, cook your meals, or wake up even when you oversleep. Budget well and you'll have 2 months. I won't hear anything about a loan for the flight home. It takes effort to keep a frown from my face. I'm certain that my parents came to see me off only so that they could say they did. I've already sunk the entirety of my savings into this. Now it isn't the time for second thoughts. That's not the right way to use your savings, buddy. My dad gestures towards the security line and taps his watch twice. Go on, the sooner this is over with, the better. Oh, come back in one piece, hon. Nothing comes from when I think of how to respond, so I only nod. Without another word, my parents walk away. He has to make his own mistakes. I time my.
No, sorry. I'm just being.
You just wanted to say that.
I wanted to sing "We Are the Champions." I'm sorry.
Amazing. I'm a social person actually in real life, so this is kind of weird for me to read. I used to be like this. I can admit that.
I used to be antisocial too. I still am, but I'm getting better at it. A retail job doesn't help.
Well, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, buddy, so I can't say much. I can't say much, or otherwise I would be a condescending fuck.
You're fine.
Alright, I type my fist pace quitting, even though I want to prove everyone who's sounded me wrong. I'm tired of losing for no one's sake but my own. With the sun long set, overhead signs, watch stream colors, I've wandered so far that a walk back to my apartment would take almost a half hour. My renewed drive to practice my craft drives my search for a place to play. It's not long before I see the words I'm looking for. PC bang. That's not what they call it. The amount of foot traffic suggests that it's a pretty popular internet cafe. A sign on the front window reads, Golden Zone Fire. Though I've only visited them a few times, PC bangs are one of the things that interested me most about Korea when I first got into StarCraft. Duking it out for champion status of a neighborhood cafe is old school cool, like the type of western where a sheriff defends his turf against upstarts and outlaws. It's an ideal that's a little bit dated these days. Most StarCraft 2 competition takes place either online or in broadcast studios. I'll admit, I've daydreamed of being born a decade earlier and played the original eSport, Brood War, during its rise alongside the PC bang. A better time, or so they say online. Yeah, this definitely looks like a PC bang, alright. I trundle up the stairs and past the doorway, immediately stuck by the size of the place. There has to be at least 80 computers. The crowd is too large for an ordinary evening. There are more people than there are PCs, even. I indulge my curiosity on the first person I see, a dark-haired guy observing a match of StarCraft 2 from behind someone's shoulders. Excuse me, is there an event going on? The guy turns and looks at me like I'm speaking something other than Korean. After a brief silence, he responds, Who does this remind me of? That's what I'm wondering. I look at his face. He has the most menacing face that I've seen, but I feel like he reminds me of someone. Are you new or something? How have you not heard of All Out Attack? Yeah, I am new, just asking. He hums and glances away for a moment. Though he doesn't apologize, he does fill me in. Golden Zone Firehouse, basic StarCraft 2 discussions. Used to be a good one. The guy walks away with a shake of his head when he's talking about foreigners. The back of his shirt must be the Korean Pro Gamer Association logo. Oh, he must be a Brood War fan. None of the StarCraft teams under KPGA's regulation compete in anything except the original game, Brood War. Understandably, they don't want the fractured scene they've worked hard to build up. And that's lucky for those of us trying to keep from drowning in a game that's already deep with talent. KPGA players train for unbelievable hours. Well, I came here to practice, and now I'm presented with an excellent chance to do so, if what that guy said is true. A few stairs follow me as I walk forward to put my name on the sign-up sheet. I must look like a tourist over my head. I'm definitely not the first foreigner to go abroad for esports, but most come to South Korea only once they have results or fame. After paying for an hour's worth of PC time at the front desk, I settle for a station that has a mouse and keyboard similar to my setup back home. He really doesn't remind me of Kyoya, not in the slightest.
I don't know who that is.
A few minutes later, you don't know who Kyoya Otori from Oran High School Host Club is?
Oh, that menacing look. Okay, I was thinking of, like, the hair, the black and red hair.
That's why I said he doesn't look like anything like Kyoya.
Oh, okay.
A few minutes later, I join my opponent's game lobby just in time for the start of the first round. His name isn't familiar, so I checked his profile to see he's ranked midway through Master League. Not bad for a casual player. He seems eager enough by the rate he's spamming go in the pregame chat. The game gets underway once I confirm that I'm ready. You lose. Alright, we're gonna go through StarCraft. Nothing important. As soon as the victory screen displays, anxiety floods out of my body. StarCraft senses it isn't an exaggeration to say that there's never a moment to relax until a match is over. Bristling with confidence, I get up to check my next opponent. Okay, so he won, basically. And it's a cell. I draw my lips in a line and let my shoulders slouch. Well, that's the end of this tournament run. A cell is South Korea's strong. Bleh. Lost in the round of 8 last season. This is all StarCraft. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. He was out of his prime when the sequel hit last year, so it makes sense that he switched. While I'm considering what sort of rush I should do to seal a win, I feel a tap on my shoulder in turn. Hey, there's a guy that looks there's a guy that looks like he's a generic main character from an anime. So you are a foreigner, and find none other than the man himself standing there. This is a bit surreal, considering I've followed Excel's play for about as long as I've been into StarCraft. Luckily, his nonchalant manner disarms my surprise. Yeah, I think we play next round. I'm Mock, a Terran. He misses me before regaining his smile. Luckily surprised that I understood and even answered him. Yeah, I saw you won your game. Not bad. It's not common to see foreigners at all attack. Are you on a team? I'm not. I'm trying to find one, though. I'm sure you know how that goes. I grinned stupidly, which SL doesn't seem to mind. He pauses to scratch his cheek before responding. Well, good luck. Don't expect another easy match. You too. I mean, thanks. God damn it. At least he laughed. Well, the stress from before is mostly gone. If I lose, big deal. I'm expected to lose. If I win, I beat SL. They really are using eSports term to the max here. I'm still chewing over which cheese I should perform before finally deciding to play standard. I shouldn't squander the rare chance to practice against a top player. Autumn, do you expect the best esports players to look cute? That's the real question. Also, cheese is a term where you use hello Jacob, how's it going?
Hey, Jacob.
Cheese is a term that people use when they throw in like the craziest strategy, and it usually ends up working. Not like the standard meta strategy. He and I banter back and forth in the pregame lobby for a bit before the game gets underway. You pretty much lost. Really? So why the visual novel just randomly turned into like the broadcast booth? I haven't gone up against the players Cell. This only makes potential victory all the more tantalizing. It's a fair chance to prove to myself I got what it takes. Even if I decide on playing standard, I've still got a decision to make in how to make game strategy. Yeah, okay. Basically, I think he's just trying to figure out how to defeat a Cell, or a way to defeat him. Oh, great! Now you give me the choices. Let me guess, one of them beats him, and the other one doesn't. Hit and run.
That's my strategy.
Decent. Oh, god damn it. They are really using esports terms. With some decent micro on my part, I managed to secure a few work kills before ordering a retreat. This is called the micro game and the macro game. As a former League of Legends player, I focus on macro the most, so micro is something I'm not good at. A supplier might have sacrificed 4 healings for more. The game's going exceedingly well, though a Cell took it. This is banned before I did. That damage you put. This is hard for the time if I his next attack. Whoa, shit! But then I focused on the drop on my main. I left outside of his base while he wasn't managing. My banshee evaporates, and goodbye. GG. You're done. I didn't exactly throw my lead, but I did get seriously outplayed. Fantasizing about how a victory would have felt doesn't help me keep my mind off the loss, knowing that I did my best, but no. Smile and raised eyebrows. Good game, man. You're actually not bad. I assumed you were here for fun or something. Thanks. I am for fun, though. You play really well. I'm surprised. Most foreigners don't hit timings like that. Good vision control, too, and your scouting was top-notch. Yes, this is a blind stream, because who the hell plays esports visual novels? You're really not on a team? Are you at least staying at a team house, or are you studying abroad? Nothing like that. Just staying myself at my VSL studios. So you came to Korea alone and on your own dime, and you're not just visiting. Or yes? I do my best not to seem awkward about my answer, but any reason to worry disappears when a Cell smiles. It takes some serious guts to move out here like that. I can't think of a single person who's made it out here on their own. A few nearby competitors watch our conversation. It's probably not enough that a Cell gives his attention to nobody. Alright, time for a friend introduction. With a nod, a Cell leads me from the PC area to the back of the cafe. We have a number of known players on the way there. Most of the laundry know that the cafes are the patrons. I guess even professionals like to kick back with a tangle of chords and rush of caffeine every now and then. Caffeine addict right here too. Game shouldn't be all about business all the time, though I bet get the KPGA executives disagree. Hey, look at this! Asel comes to a stop away for the constant tapping of keyboards, then plops himself into a seat against a wall, and invites me to join him with a wave of his hand. As I take my seat, I look up to find someone I recognize at his side. Jet! That's her name, right? A Zerg and former VSL champion. She won oh my gosh, she's another famous players. That's right. Smile plays on her lips and she glances past me to Asel. Asel, seriously, stop promising my autograph as a reward for beating you. Hilarious, he can understand you, by the way. Who are you up against next round? Some Zerg dishwasher. Yes, dishwasher! Jet rolls her eyes back to me after a brief appraisal. She lifts her chin and speaks a single word. Name? What? I'm teamless. Jet shifts her gaze back to Asel and says, why did you bring this new back here? But before she can actually say something, Asel comes to my defense with an easy smile. Hey, cool with the judgment until you see him play. Plus, you ever hear of a foreigner that come out here alone just for StarCraft? My man right here did. You have to admit that's brave. If that endorsement wasn't convincing enough, he offers one of his classic grins for good measure. The response seems to satisfy her for now. While I try to keep from trying anything to contradict Asel's assessment, Jet aims her attention back at me. Did you see your name on the list of people who may have passed VSL qualifier? How'd you place? I lost my second to last match. The qualifier before that, I dropped out of the final game of the last series. 2 attempts without making it, huh? Hard to tell much from that. Mainly depends on the bracket that you had. How do you live out here with no team? Do you stream or something? I stream right here. Does that count? I used to stream, but I don't... Maybe it was a good idea to stream this. What up, Trent? How's it going? I used to stream, but I don't get enough viewers to make any money. My following is pretty small. I feel like anybody who watches it is going to laugh. Just at the dialogue.
Hey, just me.
just like all of us. Small is an understatement. Non-existent is closer to the truth. So your parents pay for everything? No, I'm here on my summer job earnings and a little bit extra for my grandparents. How lucky. I never got any handouts. This isn't going very well. Still, Asel looks as collected as ever, watching with a smile as the interrogation continues. Did you play Blood War? Not really. I mean, I had a copy as a kid, but I wasn't good. Had to cheat. You don't say cheat! Trent, you know people that speedran this? Which people have you met? Oh, then you were only a little bit worse than Jet. Only a little bit? Jet scowls silently at the jab. It's true that the 2 years street same, but we're mostly on romantic fault. Then is this your first try at professional gaming? When I nod, she gives me a hard look. Why are you out here? Eh, what do you mean? I'm sure you're aware of your chances. It's been more than 5 years since a foreign programmer accomplished anything noteworthy in Korea. I know where she's getting at, but it's not like I have a particularly great or unique answer. I scratch behind my bed and look away. I mean, why else? I want to become better at StarCraft. Everyone knows that Korea is the place to do that. So is League of Legends. People crazy enough to murder their hands for their shit. Oh, okay. So they would actually, you know, kill their hand.
Yeah, it's like...
And why is that? Well, because... No, I'm asking why you want to become better. It feels she's forcibly extracting the truth from me. All the same, I can't leave her expression unanswered. I do my best to avoid showing the embarrassment I feel in my honest response. Champion. Basically, the generic. You're right about one thing. Every idiot that makes it to the Grandmaster and takes a map off of a good player thinks they're pro-gamer material. You're not wrong, by the way. That's a little too close to the truth, Jet. Way too close to the truth.
Shit just got real in this game.
It's champion, huh? Sheesh. She clicks her tongue aside, but doesn't seem displeased. Well, at least any more so than usual. I wouldn't have much ground to stand on if I disagree with her. Jet is one of the few who has accomplished what the rest of us dream about. Don't be so harsh. His style is solid, and he stood toe-to-toe for me for a while. With enough time he could complete. What do you think? Why don't you practice with him a bit? I could. Little harm in giving him a chance. Wait, back up. What just happened? Did he say practice, and did she say yes? Asel answers her with a pleased expression. Jet takes a moment to stretch again before crossing her arms across her chest. You know, People who actually really like the art. I really like the art too.
The art is actually pretty good.
It really is. Stop staring and say something, Mock. The sound of my name wakes me from my stunned silence. I jolt upright and offer a flurry of nods. This is how I will be when I go to conventions in real life, and I meet popular people.
Well, smile and nod, but...
Sorry, I say yes. I definitely say yes. Jenna told me, watch me in silence until I lower myself back into my seat. It takes some determination to come out here alone. Let's see if it translates to win, eh? So this is a visual novel about trying to get better at competitive StarCraft. And then you work your way up to the top. With some thumbs up it's settled, I have somehow found myself with one of the best practice partners in the world. I really hope this isn't just the novelty of playing with some random foreigner. I'm gonna bet you that it is. Oh, I'm looking for something real quick.
And I accidentally paused the stream of mine. Huh? Oh, yeah. Got it.
Alright. There we go.
Ow, my arm.
I thought you said ow because I spoke too loud.
No, that was my arm.
So, what ended up happening there